Good morning. It's Monday morning, and we have survived the freeze here in Indiana. Everything, as you can tell in the background, everything is starting to melt. Finally, it's 40 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's nice. It's nice not having to wear thick jackets constantly, 5 t-shirts. Well, at least that's what I do because I'm cold. So yeah, for right now everything's gonna be things are still frozen, still a lot of ice everywhere, but it's melting. So I'll get my morning chores started. I'll let the ladies out. Oh, everything just looks so disgusting in here because of the snow. Nothing's blending in. You can just see how much poop it actually is in my chicken run. Okay, I still have to put on one more layer. I mean, it's still 40. It's not hot, but it's still cold. And every once in a while there's a slight breeze and it's cold. So it's been over a week since I've been out here. I haven't done zilch. Pretty much just been just doing the regular feed and water chores for my animals. This whole last week, it's just whew. It's been pretty much it was a struggle for me for last week. I put out a video last Tuesday and it was just like we got about 3, maybe 4 inches of snow. And underneath that was ice, so everything was just slippery and just freezing cold. So I haven't really done much of anything for the last week. I put out a video on Tuesday of last week, and then I did a little filming on Wednesday, but I had to stop that. It was just freezing cold on Wednesday, absolutely freezing cold. Camera wasn't working very well, the focusing wasn't happening because it was just sluggish. When things get cold, when your equipment gets cold, it just doesn't work properly. So I just kind of gave up on trying to make a video that day. And then from Thursday to Saturday night, I've had migraines and it just would not go away. So, and I don't know if you guys have experienced migraines, but light, my eyes, you get very sensitive to light. And on Thursday the sun came out and we have snow on the ground, so everything just looked like someone was flashing a flashlight at me in my eyes constantly. So pretty much I wasn't able to go outside at all for the last couple days, from Thursday to Saturday. Besides taking my kids to school. So yeah, I've been just kind of stuck inside because of my migraines and the cold, mainly the cold. But like I said, it's weather's changing. Hope everything is gonna stay like this. And I know I'm talking like it was bad here, but I had power. I feel bad for the people in Texas. So I'm gonna mention a channel, Boots and Bonnets with Chris and Christy. They're out in Texas, and they've been going through that storm right now. They've been going through what's happening in Texas. So if you're interested in seeing how that was and how people were dealing with it, check out Boots and Bonnets with Chris and Christy. They've made updates of how they're handling the cold and the storm. So yeah, go check them out. I think it'll be just to see what they had to go through. It kind of puts everything in perspective of how hard your life is, I think. I know I'm sitting here saying it's cold and it's hard to work, and then there's people in Texas that just can't, they have nothing. And I hope everything is turning around over there. And so I better start getting to work. I gotta go to work in about an hour, so I'm gonna get going. Let me go get my equipment, my supplies, the wire, and get started. Well, here's the kicker. I went looking for my little, when you work with electric fence and when you have gates, you know, they have those little handles with springs inside, so you could, you know, hook up and so the electricity passes and open up a gate. I went looking for it and I totally forgot. Can't speak today. I totally forgot that I had saved all the wire. I thought I threw that away, but I guess I didn't. I have tons of it. I guess I didn't have to wait. I should have just looked. Oh well, let's get going. Hope you could see the difference in the size of the wire. It's just, everyone says if you use the higher on the thicker wire, and more of a shock and or hold up to the animal better. So yeah, so that's the difference. So if you need to see the difference, that's it. You can just tell this is 14 gauge, 16 gauge wire, and the 16 gauge is thinner. So when it comes to size, it's the lower the number, the thicker the wire. When you hook up electric fence, okay, I'm not an expert on this. This is all from my research, and when you make an electric fence and when you run the wire, you start at, you know, I'm going to start here and I'm going to end on this one. You don't want to connect the circuit. You want the end of the wire to be closed off, not complete, so it doesn't just keep on circling. The power doesn't keep on circling, because the most effective way is to have, when the animal touches, electricity will find the easiest path. And if you keep the electricity, you know, if you connect the circuit, it'll just keep flowing in around. That's the easiest path. But if you close off the circuit and not connect it, when the animal touches the wire, the electricity will go through that animal, giving it the shock. The animal will get a shock if it touches, if you connect the circuit, and the electricity just keeps on circling, but it just won't hit as hard as it should be. So and I learned that from my mistake with when I first put a fence in. I didn't realize you had to close the circuit, not connect the circuit at the very end. So I'm going to start here and end here at this corner. And like I said, I'm gonna start with this, and then when the wire comes from over there, it's gonna end on these two. It's a closed circuit, not a connected circuit, so the electricity doesn't just keep on circling. Actually, that's just what I researched. Like I said, I'm not a pro at this, so if you don't believe me, I guess just you gotta do your own research on that. I don't know how people have done this, but the way I make this tight, grab it with the wire and pull just a little bit, and I just kind of make a loop right there like that. Yeah, I just loop it around and it holds pretty good. The wire ends up pretty good, nice and tight. it really doesn't matter because you could always adjust. So I'm gonna connect this to what the wire I just cut. Yeah, so it's not a fancy connection. You just twist it around and that's it. So yeah, there it is. So yeah, I always pinch the loop here. Don't leave the loop open. You just want as much connection as possible. So with the pliers, just pinch it close on the metal. So you grab this end, you leave yourself plenty on the end to make a loop. So and then when you guys start, just reconnect that wire. Yes, and that's good enough, and that will hold. When you pull tight on the corner, this will hold. Nothing will go over here. So you grab the spring, and how this works, there's a spring inside here, and you can pull, and that part pulls out, and that's what gives it tension. So hook it like that, and I give it just a little bit of a pull. Yeah, and then I just create a little loop. It's not the cleanest loop I've made. So now from here I just kind of disconnect. It makes connecting a lot easier. It's still a pain, but it just, like I said, the bigger the loop, the easier it will be for you to reconnect the wires without any trouble. I'm just gonna quickly run all the wire all the way around and then go around tightening everything else after that. I'll be right back. Well, I got the wires, the top wires on all the way around, but time has come to an end. So right now I have to get ready to get to work, and then when I get back from work, hopefully I can resume this and resume the video. Otherwise I might see you tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Alright, I'm back. It's late in the afternoon now. It's probably got about 30 minutes of sunlight. No, we got probably about 10-15 minutes of sunlight, so I'm gonna do as much as I can. First wire's up, and let's start the second one. I know you could buy little attachments to start with, but I don't have that, and that's just how I started, and it works just fine. Oh, it's the next day now, and just want to get in here and finish it up. Okay, so everything's in, all the wires are in. I'm gonna get my solar charger and get it set up. So it's facing south, since that, there's the sun, so that's east. So just facing south. Hopefully it gets enough sun. Let me turn it on, see if the light comes on. Yeah, it's coming on. So I'm gonna get some wires and I'm gonna connect the ground. I'm gonna connect the ground right there. And I'm gonna use an old piece of rebar. If you use a long enough piece, it it's a good enough grounding rod. There's a lot of people that says you know, grounding rod's just fine on a piece of rebar, but you know, you got to get it at least, you know, three or 4 feet into the ground, and this is a 3-foot piece, so I'm gonna pound that down as far as I can get it, just enough to hook up those little connectors, and then yeah, I'm gonna go from there. But as you can tell, it's a little dirty, so I'm gonna take it to a little grinder to it, get a little hookup, and find my wire, and then I'll get it all set up. Alright, so my ground is, this is very simple device. I mean, it's marked everything: ground, fence, and I've got it wrapped around my T-post, so it's not just loose wire. And then it's connected to there, and I've got one of these grounding brass plates, and the wire is going through there, and it's tightened. It's not going anywhere. I doubt the pigs are gonna mess with that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna just stay away from the fence once they feel the fence. Probably push that just a little bit over there so it doesn't touch the metal pole. And I'm hoping this is good enough of the wire connecting the fence. I haven't really seen any specific things. I just seen a lot of people just connected with just another piece of wire they use for the electric fence, so I'm thinking that's gonna be fine. And I'm gonna run the hot wire with the same kind of wire down and just connect it down, straight down. Okay, so I've read somewhere that you shouldn't connect copper wire to steel wire or aluminum wire because it causes corrosion. I'm not sure if that's, I don't know how true that is. If someone knows more about that, please let me know in the comment section. But for right now, this is all I have, so I'm just gonna use that. Like I said, I'm not a pro at this, so I'm just doing what the best I can with what I've got. Well, everything's connected, so I've got the ground connected to my piece of rebar. Hopefully that's a good enough ground. I've got the hot wire to my fence, so I'm gonna hook it, turn it on, and see if I'm gonna turn it on and get my fence tester and see what it's doing, see if it's working. Yeah, so it's hitting. Well, I think that's gonna conclude this video. My wire fence is set up, and yeah, and as you saw, it's on the tester that it's hitting at the highest marks. This is Growing Little Country Homestead. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.